Hey, what's up guys? We are back again to showcase the best Royal Giant evolution deck in the game. So first off, here's the challenge. This is what we're going to be completing today. If you guys just win one game, you'll collect a shard to evolve your new cards, whichever one you want to pick. Again, the best ones, in my opinion, Royal Giant, Barbarians. I was going to say E-Barbs, but they feel like E-Barbs since they get raged up each time they attack. So Royal Giant, Barbs, and then also Firecracker. Those are by far the three best. Skeletons are good, but they're situational, and skeletons are already a good card anyway. You don't really need to evolve them compared to like Royal Giant or Barbarians to get huge value, or Firecracker. So just want to let you guys know right out of the jump so no one wastes it on skeletons. Skeletons are fun, but they're not necessarily necessary. All of these offers, not necessarily worth it. Would not buy them. You guys can get it as a free-to-play player. Just collecting shards as you go. You will be able to unlock the evolutions, and evolutions are more broken than champions. So for free-to-play players, if you have the stomach to grind, evolutions are actually a pretty good way for you to get some of the stronger cards and not get destroyed by overpowered champions that you don't have maxed out. So I think that's overall good for the game for people that are free-to-play friendly. But waiting until then was kind of a pain. Anyway, jumping into the action, we're going to talk about the best evolutions for Royal Giant. So I'm just going to randomize this really quick so that I can go and put in the deck that I have built. So the number one deck to play on ladder is this one. You cycle a lot of skeletons, electro spirits, and after you defend with either a phoenix or a fisherman, like let's say your opponent goes hog rider, you activate King Tower with the fisherman, then you drop Royal Giant at the river. Because Royal Giant only takes one cycle to get back to the evolved Royal Giant, then you want to be spamming your first Royal Giant whenever you can, because the second one has huge HP increase and it's extremely overpowered. So because Royal Giant and Firecracker Hog Rider have kind of taken over the meta, you're going to see some shifts and people are going to try to counter those decks specifically. So the deck that I have built today, I consulted Lucas X Gamer, one of the best players in the world, and he told me, hey, take this exact like fast cycle deck with Royal Giant that everyone's been playing and put in a Lumberjack instead of the Royal Ghost, because Royal Ghost doesn't kill anything like Royal Giants very well. And also on top of that, the Royal Ghost is just going to be unnecessary in this challenge because you're not going to be playing against bait decks, you're not going to be playing against fast cycle decks, you're literally just going to be playing against Royal Giants or decks to counter Royal Giant. So we're going to have Goblin Cage instead of Skeletons as well. So we'll have our Royal Giant push will be like Royal Giant and Lumberjack. Lumberjack, when it dies, it rages up our Royal Giant. So each time the Royal Giant attacks, it knocks things back. And because it knocks things back, then your Royal Giant's able to get more value. So like, let's say a Mini Pack or Elite Barbarians are on top of my Royal Giant. If my Royal Giant's attacking slower, it's not going to knock them back as fast. But if they kill Lumberjack and then the Royal Giant gets raged up, the E-Barbs can't even touch the Royal Giant because the Royal Giant's attacking the tower and then it's knocking back the E-Barbs each time it attacks. Really strong stuff. So this is the deck that we're going to be using for the challenge today. I think it's probably one of the better decks, if not the best. And this is the regular best deck in the game right now if you just want to play on ladder and you've got the evolved Royal Giant. I wanted to just differentiate them. This is the best deck in the game for regular gameplay. This is the best deck in the game when everyone's running the Royal Giant for the challenge that's out right now. Also, alternatively, if you want to be super omega cheesy, another thing that you can do is you can use Inferno Dragon and you can use Barbarians, and those counter the Royal Giant really well. The Evolved Barbarians don't die to Fireball, and if your opponent's going to end up having, like, let's say, Hog Rider Firecracker, you want to arrows the first Firecracker that's not evolved, and because the second evolved or third evolved Firecracker that they drop is not going to die to just arrows, you have to Fireball it. But since you have Fireball and arrows, the Firecracker Hog Rider decks just get destroyed, and this works really well against Royal Giant, again, because you've got Barbarians that are evolved and Inferno Dragon. So if you want to cheese the challenge, this is an amazing deck to play. I'm not going to play it today because everyone's probably searching for the evolved Royal Giant. I'm going to show, like, you know, how to play the card. Also, again, let's just break down what the card actually does before we jump into the challenge here. So as you can see, it has a area damage radius of 2.5. So if you have something near a building, the Royal Giant can kill it. So it can kill fly machines, it can kill mega minions, it can kill any unit that's near the building. So if you are defending against an evolved Royal Giant, never drop units on top of a building that are next to that building. You drop like a defensive bomb tower and you drop a fly machine on top of it, the fly machine's also going to die. Really important to not do that. Also, it's got the pushback that I was talking about earlier. Each time it attacks, it stomps the ground and it pushes units back, and it does damage to those units. So kill goblins, skeletons, and it'll push them back as well. And the most important thing, 30% higher health. Ridiculous. Actually insane. So the card's very fundamentally unfair. Having 30% higher health means it's not going to die. So that's why you want to cycle as many Royal Giants as possible so you can get the evolved form and get that value. And it only takes one cycle, as you guys can see. Anyway, let's jump into the challenge. That's enough explaining. Let's assert dominance. We're going to go and run. This deck is the preferred version. So again, you just go to your deck, you copy it, and then you paste it. And it's easier that way. Jake, my man, making these days with these streams. I love you, man. I appreciate it. Also, if you guys enjoy the streams, the best way of supporting me is just liking the video. If you want to do it, it goes a long way. And yeah, it makes the streams and the content better. Also, bad play on my end. I should have cycled the Phoenix. Lumberjack's just going to go get cycled into the Abyss, so definitely my fault there. Good for us that he decides to go in for stuff that we can fireball, so we'll take that. Being able to hit the tower is quite nice. I wish I hit the Royal Giant as well, but you know, beggars can't be choosers out here. I was hoping that we would be able to get some extra value, but it doesn't always work that way. They go in for a fisherman to go and yoink his firecracker, and then, okay, the firecracker's not going to die, unfortunately, but it's okay. We know he's going to be back to the evolved Royal Giant since he cycled the first one before us. That's one thing that I'm going to have to be a little bit fearful of, and I think I should be okay if I play this well, but you never really know. I'm going to try to go for an Electric Spirit, even if it doesn't, like, actually do damage to the tower. Activating King Tower is nice because we saw mini pack and other cards that are not exactly Royal Giant-esque, right? There's other cards that are going to be spammed at me at the river that I need to identify and be able to shut down, and activating King Tower comes a long way for me to be able to ignore stuff. We might even have Mega Knight, just judging by the fact that he's not responding at all. I feel like, okay, yeah, I knew he's going to run something like that. I didn't know what he was going to be packing, but yeah, it's important to activate King Tower in this challenge, even if your opponent's going to end up having Royal Giant. As you guys can see, we got a lot of value with that defense using the King Tower there against the E-Barbs. So never, like, look at your game and be like, oh, he's got Royal Giant. Activating King Tower is a fail. Nah, it's actually pretty good, especially in challenges like this. Finally, I don't miss a live stream. Yo, boy, I'm happy to have you here, man. I try to stream or create a video every single day at 3 p.m. Eastern. So sometimes I'll stream a little bit earlier than that, but for the most part, you can count on a stream at 3 p.m. Eastern or a video at 3 p.m. Eastern every single day. And I think that's important because if you guys aren't able to depend on that, if you guys don't know what I'm going to be doing, then it's going to be like kind of up in the air. And then you're going to be like, ah, screw this guy. Like, he can't put out reliable content. And it's important for me too because it keeps me on a schedule and it keeps me motivated. Also, anyway, this guy is going to be running like Giant Skeleton and a whole bunch of interesting cards all together. I'm going to go in for Electric Spirit so then we can pull the mini pack a little bit. And I'm going to go in for a log to finish off the rest of the wizard. So as you guys can see, that was a really clean defense. If you didn't know, the Phoenix is phenomenal, and Inferno Dragon are phenomenal into the Evolved Royal Giant, because the Evolved Royal Giant only shoots air cards that are near buildings. It doesn't actually knock it back with the Stomp effect. Notice how it's knocking back the E-Barb there? It doesn't do that with ranged air cards, or even melee air cards like a Phoenix. That's why Inferno Dragon is one of the best cards in the game right now at higher levels of play. All right, we can go for a fisherman here. We can pull the Giant Skeleton if you guys are unaware. Oh, no. Oh, it did pull. I really thought I was going to lock on the wizard. Well, we're chilling. We're vibing. Very easy win. So you can do that and pull Royal Giants to the other side. So notice the Giant Skeleton with that fisherman placement. If you pull the Royal Giant would start targeting the other tower. And you guys might be wondering, well, what if they drop units in the middle to distract you? A lot of times I'll just fireball those units. Okay, yeah, so we end up having 5 out of 6. So if you're a free-to-play player and you're at level 15 or level 14 or whatever, you go here and then you collect the level up King's Journey chest. And if you collect this King's Journey chest, you'll get a shard. So you don't know what shard you're going to get. It could be of the Royal Giant, it could be of the Firecracker, it could be of Barbs or Skeletons. But for end of season pushing, you want to put your shards in that thing and then run a deck around that. If you can run a evolved deck, you're likely going to have a much better chance of winning all of your games. The evolved cards are really, really overpowered. So I just wanted to let you guys know that you can get it if you're a free-to-play player right now. If you're a free-to-play player and you are at level 14 or level 15 Crown Tower and you've got a lot of maxed cards, then you can unlock it. I'm not saying every free-to-play player can unlock it because that's not the case. You'll have to wait for the next challenge. The next challenge, then you'll be able to unlock it for free for sure, no matter what levels you are. I just want to throw out that disclaimer because I know there's going to be some people with enough max cards to not spend money on that stupid offer, and you guys will be able to get it from that. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I don't want you guys to spend money on offers or spend money on this game if you don't have to. because you don't need to, and you can enjoy it with the evolutions as is. SirTag best content creator? Well, dude, that's the thing. Like, every single time someone says SirTag best content creator or someone best content creator, it's always subjective, you know? Like, everyone has a different preference, everyone has different tastes, and I'm just really glad that a lot of you guys like my content. It makes me really happy to come to the comment section and just see, like, wow, you know, all these people love watching me. It's vibes. You just woke up? Yeah, I just woke up, did a little bit of a shower. My hair is still wet as heck. Yeah, you could definitely tell. I'm not even going to try to sugarcoat it or hide it. Man, I just woke up and I had an amazing day yesterday. Sometimes, I tweeted about this, but I'll talk about it again. It's really important. Even if you love what you do, you don't want to do it every single day because then you might burn out or it might get old after a while. So even though I love Clash, oh my gosh, we just killed barbarians with Evolved Royal Giant. Wow. That was crazy. Evolved Royal Giant built different. Especially if you can get it raged up with the Lumberjack, and then it's just rapid fire so no one can ever attack you. I want to show you guys that. I wanted to kill a Lumberjack so I can evolve my Royal Giant and get massive value that way. These guys are literally playing Royal Giant like a golem and dropping it in the pack. Honestly, not a bad decision if you're running against someone with a building, but I don't necessarily really care that much. Okay, we can go and pull his bowler, and I think that's going to be a good vibe. Then it doesn't target my Lumberjack. Lumberjack's going to explode and finish off all the skeletons, so I don't even need a log. Oh, wait. Yeah, this Royal Giant isn't evolved. We don't care about it. I'm sorry, Royal Giant. We don't really care too much about you, sir. All right, I'm going to go in for an Electric Spirit, as I said before. Pretty cool. And we'll show you guys the fisherman. It's going to go and pull the Royal Giant to the other side. Watch. Okay, well, that wasn't the right placement. One more tile right. I'm sorry. I lied to you guys. I messed up. I didn't lie to you guys about the interaction. Like, it does work. I just did the wrong placement there. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm a bit of a failure. But yeah, I took the day off. I didn't do any gaming at all. I literally just chilled outside with a few friends, my girlfriend, and had an amazing time. And it just made me feel refreshed, excited to go back and play more Clash Royale, and also just appreciate what I have in life. Because if you're doing the same thing every single day, and you're just, even if I love playing Clash and I love creating YouTube content, it's extremely important to have that nice little refresher break. And I would advise everyone to do that, no matter what you guys are doing. Like, let's say your passion is like playing tennis, like my brother, right? I would advise you to, like, take, 3 days, a couple days off tennis, do something else, and go back to it later on, and then you'll probably love tennis a lot more. And that's the same thing for me, for Clash Royale, even though I love it. I take breaks once in a while. You look like my neighbor. Well, I'm definitely not your neighbor. I live in an apartment complex. Yo, what's up, the Blood Ruby? Thank you so much for the sub. Hopefully you're having an amazing day, and I appreciate you becoming a member on the channel. All right, so this guy's going to end up having Firecracker. I really want to show the Evolved Royal Giant with the Rage of the Lumberjack. I want to show you why pro players like this strategy. We'll show it soon, hopefully. Yo, the Royal Giant. Oh, that was so smart. Oh my gosh. The fisherman pulled my Royal Giant far enough away, so he just got finessed. That was incredible. Wait, that made me really happy. That was quite cool. The fisherman's gonna go and pull the goblin cage too. Oh, that was fun. But yeah, it pulled it away from the mini P.E.K.K.A. This fisherman pulled my Royal Giant away from his mini P.E.K.K.A. and closer to his tower. That was pretty funny. Not gonna lie. Just run Rage with RG. You can run Rage with RG, but I wanted to have Lumberjack because it replaces the Royal Ghost. And that's what Lucas X Gamer, one of the best players in the world, told me to do. So just gonna kind of follow his advice on that and show you guys what I think is like one of the better decks. I also thought maybe Inferno Tower would work really well in this challenge, but I was talking to the guys, the pro players, and they're like, you don't want to be running a deck that doesn't really give any synergy. You want to be running decks that have synergy, so then people don't waste their time learning something that's stupid, right? Like, I could run an Inferno Tower deck in this challenge, and that would probably work pretty well, but you would never be able to run that in a real game mode. So I kind of wanted to show you guys something that would work similar to what it would be in the real game mode, instead of like completely changing the deck. Okay, we're taking a lot of damage here. Looks like this tower is forfeit, so I'm not going to spend any extra elixir trying to defend something that is definitely dead. So we're just going to let that go, and I can plop down a Royal Giant on the left-hand side, actually. Oh, is he going to try to 3-crown me? I don't think he can, so I think I'm okay with this. He also, oh, he's got mini P.E.K.K.A. again. Yeah, the mini P.E.K.K.A. is a bit of a nuisance. I should have focused a little bit more, guys. My fault. It's okay. We're still going to be okay, but could have been a lot better is what I'm trying to say. Wait, that's not that bad for me, right? I have to log this though. Oof. That was uncomfy. Taking that hit there hurt my feelings. Why is he trying to defend that? Interesting. Alright, so Electric Spirit should not chain on. Oh, it does. Alright, cool. A Fireball here just to be able to finish off the Firecracker and do enough damage to guarantee that we take tower. Solid stuff. We can go in for this, and then when he goes in for Royal Giant, we can go and pull it with the Fisherman. Kind of important to do, otherwise we would definitely lose our tower. We're still not in the best spot in the world, but it's something I can work with, you know? Okay, maybe it's not something I can work with. Maybe I get 3 crown by this. I don't know. I guess I have to go in for defense and then offense at the same time. So I'm going to go Goblin Cage here, and we'll see how this works. I think I lost this one, guys. I don't think I played very well. But yeah, Mini P.E.K.K.A is definitely a pretty good card. You can run that instead of Lumberjack if you want it. Definitely not a bad decision. Alright, we're going to log here just to finish it off so it doesn't take my tower. Oh, he's got lightning. Okay, well, GG. I wish I played better. My deck is definitely better than his. I just messed up, and I didn't play very well. That's one of those things that you have to be honest with yourself. Whenever you lose games and you don't play well, or you're like, you know, is it my fault or is it my deck's fault? You got to be honest and be like, hey, you know, I kind of sucked there. You gave so much advice I really needed. I felt really sad I can't spend the time with my girlfriend because of work and stuff, but taking time away from her makes me love her so much more. Thank you so much. Oh, well, another piece of advice is I think that a lot of times, especially when you're younger, you're going to end up having a lot of your life revolve around your partner. And that's okay to like really love your partner, but definitely make sure that you're enjoying life by yourself as well. And you can do that by getting hobbies, and you can do that by doing things that really like, I don't know, you can look forward to every single day regardless. Because for me personally, like my first relationship, dude, I really put so much effort into it. And I was like, oh man, this matters more than anything in the world to me. And then we broke up and I was like, well, that sucked. Like, what do I do now from that perspective? So definitely one of the main things that I learned growing up, or one of the biggest things that I learned, is like, make sure that you enjoy things yourself, and make sure that you're the healthiest way to live life is being able to go away from everyone else and still enjoy life to the fullest extent. You want to be able to do things every single day that you can fall back on and enjoy. For me, I know no matter where I go, no matter where I move, no matter what friends I have, I can always find someone that I can play tennis with. I can go on an app, I can find new people, and I can be like, yo, I can just play tennis with people every single time, no matter where I am. I can also jump on the stream and play Clash Royale, and those are things that reliably give me enjoyment. I think that a lot of times people will end up just fully concentrating on, you know, other people for the enjoyment, and that's not necessarily very reliable. Sometimes friends can be flaky, myself included. Definitely I've had things come up where I've been like, yo, I actually can't make this today, and I feel awful about that. But at the same time, you know, it's just, you know that it's going to happen to you too. And it's unfortunate, but that's just how life is. You can't always depend on other people for everything. So definitely try to find things that make you happy by yourself as well. But yeah, there's always different ways of interpreting things. So I'm glad that the original interpretation made you happy as well. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't something that would be bad for you. Okay, this fireball was bad for me. We're not going to talk about that fireball. If you guys mention that fireball in the comment section, I'm going to be sad forever. Don't do that to me. No one's going to tag that. No one's going to post about that. No one in the chat is ever going to remember that. You guys, it's over. That thing never existed. It was a figment of everyone's imagination. Wait. Oh, again? You got to be joking right now. This is the biggest troll ever. I totally thought I was going to hit the firecracker. I was like, yo, we hit it all. Easiest prediction of my life. And then it hit nothing. Have you guys ever meant to hit something with a fireball and you're running Royal Giant Fisherman, and then the Fisherman pulls the unit away from your fireball and you're looking at the game and you're like, what is my life? I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me, and it's always a bad feeling. Whenever you pull a unit that you're about to fireball or spell with your Fisherman, it's the worst. That's like top 10 worst interactions in Clash Royale by far. Oh man, I will remember that fireball. I hate you guys. Oh man. All right, so yeah, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go in for a Fisherman. We're gonna go and pull the Royal Giant, and we'll just see what we can do. Even if he decides to go in for a Tornado, he's in such a bad spot. So think about it from this perspective. He got a hit on our tower, but he dropped a Royal Giant, which was 6 elixir. And then he also dropped a Tornado, which is 9 elixir total, right? So he's dropping all of his elixir and he has nothing left, so he's just dead. The way that you play this deck, and the way that you play every deck in Clash Royale, is even if you get damage at the start, you have to understand that that's not how you play every deck. You got to make sure that you're defending and having an elixir advantage before you drop 9 elixir at the river that doesn't kill your opponent's cards. Very often will I see people spam E-barbs or 10 worth of elixir at the river, and that's slightly more okay than spamming a win condition that will not do damage to units. If you drop a win condition that doesn't do damage to units, you are not going to kill anything that they counter push with. Unless they're dropping buildings or spells on defense, you're going to be screwed. If they drop units, you automatically lose the game. Like 1,000,000% you lose. So just something to keep in mind. When you're dropping a lot of elixir at the river, you have to be up a lot of elixir, or you have to make sure that your units are going to kill their defensive units. And that's a fundamental of Clash Royale. Making sure that your stuff actually gives you value instead of putting you at a huge deficit. The cool thing about the evolved Royal Giant, oftentimes it will bait out buildings or it will kill your opponent's units. So therefore, it's a really strong card, and that's why pros play it so much. I just wanted to explain that fundamental concept because a lot of times people don't really get it, and then also, yeah, it's just it shows why the deck is so strong. So we're gonna do some scuff defense here. We're drop the goblin cage. I didn't want to drop it too soon because I didn't want my fisherman to get hit, but I also didn't want to take any tower damage. Wait, seriously? Okay, yeah, you're gonzo then. All right, cool. Man's having a horrible hair day. Really? I just woke up, man, so it's not that bad. Genuinely, like whenever I wake up and I just want to stream with you guys immediately, I don't really want to take the time to do my hair. Like I'll do a quick shower and I'll shave, but I don't know, man. I feel like if you're just chilling with friends and you're just vibing and you're having a good day, I don't want to spend the amount of time that a lot of my other friends do on like curling hair and stuff like that, or making sure everything's like perfect. I'm not really about that life, man. That's just how it is. All right, this is going really well. We're vibing. I think we walk with a W. Been going for a fireball here as well, going for a fisherman, and then going for a lumberjack. Probably one of the easiest games ever, and we're going to be able to collect a lot of wins. And the cool thing about this is if you guys farm all these free challenges, you can go and like get your past Royale leveled up as well. It's always a vibe. Looking good, no stress. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. The meme fireball? Oh, yeah, I know. We don't love level 15. I agree. I made a video about why I don't like level 15. Thanks so much, man. I love your videos. There's always something in your videos and a really positive vibe. Been watching you for 2 years now, and I love how you always keep it original. Yeah, man, I try to be true to myself, especially on these streams. If you guys tell me whatever, it is what it is. You know, like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'll tell you guys what I think. And, yeah, I think that's how it should be, you know? It's cool to be able to have these long-form discussions and these long-form conversations instead of having a live stream where, like, it's kind of like a video, right? There's no edits. Everything is live. You guys get to ask questions. We kind of have this different type of dialogue, right? A lot of times on YouTube videos, I would cut things out if they're not very entertaining. Like, for instance, if I want to drink water, I can drink water on a live stream. In videos, you're not going to see me waste time drinking water because it's just going to get cut out, right? No one wants to watch me drink water on a YouTube video. Actually, that's kind of a lie. I don't know if you guys remember this, but I ended up drinking water during the intro, and we ended up... I intended it for it to be cut out. But there was one glaring issue. Do you guys remember the issue? Does anyone here remember it? Y'all know that I can't drink water correctly 90% of the time. I spilled it all over my shirt, and my editor included it in the video, and I didn't watch the video or anything. And then I saw it. I'm like, oh, great. It was when I was in college, and I had to upload the video immediately. I think it was like 5 to 10 seconds of just memeing me, like repeating the clip of me drinking water and then spilling all over myself. It was such a high effort video edit for such a memey situation, and like I'll never forget it. After that, we also memed it as well whenever I've done it, but not as hardcore as he memed it. I don't know. It's like my editor just he went for blood that day. He went for blood. I don't know. It was a funny moment. It was a long time ago. It was about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, but definitely one of the memeiest moments we've had. Grow your beard and make a video with it. I actually don't look good with facial hair, man. Sometimes, you know, sometimes people look really good with facial hair. Other times people don't. And I'm one of those people that I don't really like how my facial hair looks. So I'm not really growing it out that much. It was an H2O stream. Yeah, it was pretty funny. Also, this fisherman is bad. I've already activated King Tower. I don't know why I'm doing that. Should have been dropped up higher, and then it would fully stop the Hog Rider, and it would give me a pretty good interaction. All right, we're not going to drop our Goblin Cage until we need to, because we don't want it to damage down and blow back my Lumberjack. We're fine. I don't think that I have to worry about anything. We can even Royal Giant in the pocket, because I'm pretty sure the Firecracker is going to hopefully retarget onto that. Never mind. Wow, these games are just so easy. What can I say? Easy peasy. All right, we're going to be able to go in for a Fisherman and go and pull his Inferno Dragon to the other side. And then we can go in for a Phoenix. As I said before, Phoenix is really, really good because it's not going to get damaged down by the Evolved Royal Giant. If the Evolved Royal Giant comes down, you're going to make them frown. Easy stuff. All right, so we can go in for probably a Fireball to reset his Inferno Dragon just to get some extra value. I like using Electro Spirit primarily against Inferno Dragons because it costs less Elixir, though. GG. On to the next one. I love watching you on my lunch break. Makes for great downtime. Yeah, that's the vibe that I like to hear. You know, a lot of times people get breaks in between like 3 p.m. Eastern, or they end up having it at 12 p.m. PST time in California or West Coast where I live right now. And yeah, I don't live in California, by the way. I live in Seattle. All right. Good luck. I cannot wait for you playing the Evolved Skeleton. Oh, man. I don't want to be disappointing you guys, but the Evolved Skeleton, no one's going to be using it in the challenge. Everyone's going to be using like an Evolved Royal Giant or something else. I mean, I obviously will use the Evolved Skeletons because I want to show you guys like the cards that everyone's looking forward to play. Evolved Skeletons I will have a video on, but the Royal Giant and Barbarians are just so much better. Also, I have a hot take. I like the Barbarians more than any other evolution in the game right now, because you can use arrows and Fireball to counter the Firecracker, and then you can also use like, you know, Inferno Dragon or Mighty Miner or other cards to go and counter your opponent's Royal Giant evolution. But the Barbarians, that's an underrated card that people are sleeping on hardcore, and I have a couple different decks that I will be putting videos out on that are really overpowered with the Evolved Barbarians. And I think people were sleeping on them, myself included. And that's probably the card that I'm going to be using at the end of season for my final ladder push. I really, really love the Evolved Barbarians. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep vibing. Which troop evolution is your best in your opinion, and which should we evolve first? Really depends on your play style. If you like running Royal Giant decks, definitely run that. If you like running cycle decks, whether it's minor wall breakers or potentially like a Hog Rider deck, definitely evolve the Firecracker. If you like Graveyard Freeze or Lava Hound, then I would definitely run the Barbarians. So Graveyard Freeze or Lava Hound work really, really, really well with Barbarians. It's a pretty interesting take. Yeah, I promise you guys I'm not just doing it to be controversial about like, you know, I like the Barbarians. I legitimately love them. And I will end up, I'll make a video on why they're so strong, and you guys will see. I literally got so many people raging, like actually angry, when I beat them with the Evolved Barbarians. They said it was the most no-skill thing ever, and I'm like, I agree, but that doesn't stop me from loving my Barbs. It was such a funny moment. It was a cool time. But yeah, we're just going to go in for an Electro Spirit. Notice how he's using bats, because the bats don't get stomped by the Royal Giant, but then we can just Electro Spirit on them. And look at the Lumberjack. It's just consistently getting knocked back when we are knocking up that tower real quick with our aggressive plays. With a Lumberjack here, we can go in for a Goblin Cage, and then we can Fireball back on the rest of his stuff if we need to, which I am definitely going to do just to minimize the amount of damage. So I wonder if he has any answer in the entire world for this Royal Giant, because I don't think he does. Oh, the Phoenix popped and finished off the bats. Let's go. That's what we love to see. Fisherman here to go and pull the King Tower, as you guys already know, so it gets away from me, and we're going to log, and that one bat is going to be a problem, but it's not going to ruin my day. Oh, wow. 2 bats might be a problem, though. He cloned it up. He's like, yo, that one bat is my only chance to win. The most desperate clone you guys have ever seen in your lives. Cloning up 1/5 of 2 elixir. My man's out here cloning up 1 bat on my tower. All right. Looking mighty handsome. Thank you, man. I really appreciate everyone being so nice to me. Thank you so much. Is Bridge Spam Cycle good in this meta? Yeah, Bridge Spam with Firecracker is really, really good. but I wouldn't be running bridge spam without a building really with like no mini P.E.K.K.A. You gotta have like bridge spam, mini P.E.K.K.A. and Inferno Dragon so you can counter all the evolved Royal Giants, if that makes sense. Alright, so I can Lumberjack in the back and then I can go for Royal Giant at the river if he doesn't respawn. A lot of times they'll spam in the other side and you can activate King Tower with the Fisherman. We can also Fisherman on top of this and then go for Royal Giant because we will win this interaction very easily. I love pulling units directly into our tower so we can finish it off faster. It feels really cool, especially when it's like a wizard. Yeah, this guy's already dead. The game's already over, so we'll just pop on to the next one. No big deal. We won the bridge battle. We dropped a Royal Giant. Now this guy's tower is going to drop because we're going to go non-stop to victory. Let's go, baby. We're top win towers for real. Is Golem good in the meta? I would say Golem is not great because it doesn't really work with a lot of different cards. I'm going to be experimenting, though. I think that Golem could work really well with Barbarians. I might want to run the Evolved Barbarians with Golem and see how that works. I actually think that would be pretty cool. What do you think about 11-0, this challenge? Okay, I misread that completely. I went 11-0 in this challenge with the deck below. You didn't even say, what do you think? It's just so crazy. RG, Goblins, Phoenix, Mighty Miner, Arrows, Rage, Electro, Wizard, Fisherman. Can you try it out? That sounds like a great deck, Fatty. Fatty? I don't know how to say your name correctly. I don't want to say it incorrectly. But thank you, man. That deck looks really good. I like having Mighty Miner because Mighty Miner does not get knocked back by the Royal Giant evolution. If you guys didn't know, like Dark Princes, anything that doesn't get knocked back by a snowball will not get knocked back by the Royal Giant evolution. Royal Giant evolution isn't like a log. It can't knock back those units. However, it's basically a snowball, so it can knock back Lumberjacks, Elite Barbarians, that type of stuff. Dark Prince, on its mighty little pony, does not get knocked back. Okay, so we're just going to go in for one of these, and then we're going to log this as well. I think we kill the Royal Giant without any damage. Finishing off the Firecracker is quite nice. And then, are we going to get the Phoenix? Let's go. Yo, that's what I'm talking about. Was it that important? Was it that special? Probably not. But it made me feel good, all right? The small victories in life are the ones that I vibe with. All right, so we're in Electro Spirit. We're not going to drop it too soon. And the reason why is I want to pull back his guards so then we minimize the amount of damage you can get. So we're going to pull back these guards real quick, minimize the amount of damage. And wow, it traveled to the last guard there. Did you guys see that? The guards were super spaced out, yet it still hit the last guard. That was awesome. Do you think Balloon is a good card? I would say Balloon's a pretty good card in Clash Royale for sure. Can you make a multiple evolution deck? I really hope that Clash Royale never adds multiple evolutions into the game. I love the fact that you can build a deck based off one evolution, but if there's multiple, you can't really pay attention to card cycle, and I think it would make the game too chaotic. I would think that the game would be way less strategic, and the cool thing about evolutions is you can kind of have your own one unique champion. And after evolutions, like, if they made it multiple of them, then it would take away the novelty or take away the coolness of being able to run multiple different, like, I don't know. Like, it would, the way I see it is each card in Clash Royale isn't as good as their evolution form. It would make the entire game revolve around evolutions instead of the core concept of Clash Royale if there were too many evolutions in the deck. For instance, you would just run Evolution Skeletons, Evolution Royal Giant, Evolution Firecracker, and every deck would have that, and it would just be like, wow, everything is just evolutions all the time. I think that would be horrible for the game. I want to have one evolution and feel like, hey, you know, this evolution might be really strong, but I can do different things in Clash Royale. Maybe I can go and counter his evolution and not fully focus on pure evolution deck, you know? Like, I don't want to see evolutions everywhere, is basically what I'm trying to say. I don't want to see, like, 5 evolved cards in a chaotic thing where I can't pay attention to card cycle and then lose based off of, like, something dumb. I want to always be able to pay attention to the game and feel like it's still Clash Royale at its core. I don't want them to lose the real identity of Clash Royale. I want it to always be, you know, hey, here's the Royal Giant we know and love. Yes, it will be evolved, and we'll be able to track its card cycle and know when it's going to be evolved, so then I can save my Inferno Dragon or Mighty Miner or Inferno Tower. Because if it gets out of hand and I can't save the right card, and maybe there's like 3 evolved cards that I have to counter, I can't really build decks to counter the meta, and I also just get overwhelmed by the craziness and chaoticness in the game. Alright, let's keep going. Imagine the evolved Hog Rider. The evolved Hog Rider is extra thick to the point that he doesn't even get pulled by a tornado anymore. The evolved Goblin Barrel doesn't die to log. Imagine. I feel like they're going to do something crazy like that. Wait, he really messed that up. He's going to get pulled. Oh my gosh. He literally got countered by a fisherman. One fish boy versus an entire onslaught of aggression from our dude, and he couldn't stop me. Yo, James, thank you for the $5. Says, you're number one. Lots and lots of love, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. Also, one other thing that I want to touch on real quick is even if my Royal Giant doesn't get damaged here, even if I don't get that much value, I'm getting a better trade than him because I'm going to get to the evolution, which will guarantee me a positive elixir trade. So, if you're cycling your Royal Giant, and you're just cycling it in an even situation, where your opponent defends with Spear Goblins and a Tesla, and you don't get that much damage, it's a 6-for-6 trade, but you're going to get a huge benefit because the Royal Giant evolution is going to be next on deck, and they haven't evolved their Tesla or whatever they're dropping on defense. So again, I probably win the game. Even if this guy's going to go in for a Mighty Miner, we can disrupt it with a log. But notice how the Royal Giant is knocking back the barbs, and they can barely tickle us. Look at that. Look at that. It's crazy. It's insane. It just ate Elite Barbarians alive. It just ate up those E-barbs. Those E-barbs are no more. They lost their helmets. They lost their swords. And now they don't really even have an esteemed title of Elite. Hey, Tag, love your videos. I love you, man. What are the best cards for the meta? The best cards for the meta include running like Royal Giant, Firecracker, or Elite Evolved Barbarians. Those are the 3 best ones. Can you shout out my wife, Amanda? We are from the UK, says Adam. Lots of love, Amanda and Adam. Hopefully you guys are doing well in life. And I don't know. I think it's really cool that you guys are both watching me together. Thank you guys for being a part of the channel. And hopefully you're having a fantastic day. I know it's late in the UK. I also went to the UK. I went to Heathrow when I was visiting Finland. I went to the Heathrow airport. And it literally felt like a mall. I'm not even joking. When I went to the international Heathrow airport, there were so many stores. There was great food. The tourist shops were incredible. Everything was relatively well priced. Like I went and I bought like 6 or 7 magnets for my family and girlfriend. And I think that it was like $12 or something, or like $16. And then when I went back to the US, a magnet or a mug was like $30. And I'm like, how does this make sense? Like I'm at a store, or I was at like an outlet store in Seattle yesterday. And that outlet store, it was a $36 mug that I wanted to buy my mom. And I was like, you joking me right now? This is just a mug, man. It's $36. Like, who makes enough money to spend $36 on a mug? I don't know. I feel like no one, right? No one's ever going to do that. Even if you're rich, you're probably just going to be like, that's a ripoff. I don't know. It was kind of crazy. I went to Qdoba yesterday at the mall. They charged me like double the price, or no, 1.5 amount of the price of a regular Qdoba, and they didn't accept the rewards. And I'm like, are you even a real Qdoba? And the chicken was burnt too, and the guacamole was brown. And I'm just like, what is life? Sometimes you agree to pay for something before you see the result, and then you're just like, well, this result is incredibly disappointing. Let me know if that has ever happened to you guys. Let me know your horror stories in the comment section. I'll read them all. Or let me know down below in the comment section as well. Live stream chat or wherever. What is your worst story of where you agreed to something and then you bought it and then it was just like a massive ripoff? Yeah, I don't know. I think it's funny to like look back at it. And for me, the way I try to see it is like, well, at least I know that I'm never going to do that again. Like, if I go back to the mall, I'm never going to go to that Qdoba. It was awful. Yeah, I feel like you're being... No, definitely not. Like, that's scarier, man. That's scarier for sure. Like, anything, like, physically happening to you, that, like, you know, you can't really compare those two. You definitely can't compare those two. Come to... You'll enjoy. Okay, yeah. I guess if I go to different countries, then sometimes stuff like that can happen. Have you ever been to Houston, Texas? I've not. I have not been to Houston, Texas. He just arrowed behind his King Tower. Interesting play, my man. I think this guy gave up. I think he dipped out. I think he saw the fisherman and then he doesn't want to play anymore. Super easy stuff. Oh my gosh, you're a wish buyer. I have plenty, says Discord. Oh yeah, you do wish buying unironically. I think that most people do that for YouTube videos or stuff. Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, buying the Dragon Skulls and not pulling any dragon character. Yeah, gacha games are awful, man. I think gacha games just give you a bitter taste in your mouth. In Finland, where'd you go? I went to Helsinki and I toured around with Supercell. It was a lot of fun. But I mostly spent time trying to help improve Clash Royale. And I spent like 5 hours talking to the team. They were actually extremely passionate about what they did. And they're really hardworking. It's just so sad that the update came out the way it did. Seriously, I want to say something real quick. A lot of people don't like Drew in the community, but if you guys met him in person, you would love him. He is such an awesome dude. Like, I literally love the guy. And it's just sad that this update is just so bad. Because, like, if you met them in person, if you saw how hard they work and how passionate they were about the game, then you would be like, wow, this Clash Royale is going to be the best game on mobile. But if you see the update and you're just like, damn, this sucks. There's a massive disconnect from what is actually going on with them and then like what came out from this update, unfortunately. I think that there needs to just be transparency from what they're doing. If they're transparent and they're talking to the community and getting more feedback, and then the community is like, hey, we hate this, don't do this, maybe then they would, make changes the way that we would want. Also, another thing is, like, if they have transparency on the updates and stuff, then we can know ahead of time and help them improve it, right? That's how it should be. Instead of like, hey, this is in the game, and now we have to work with it and fix it afterward. And that's the biggest issue, I would say. I'll play one more game as well, and then we'll end. I don't want to end on that because that wasn't even a real game. Mega Draft tips. I'm not doing Mega Draft. Mega Draft is not very fun. Insert I like money meme. Believe it or not, the reasoning for the entirety of so the data thing wasn't explained extremely well at the start. I think from what I've gathered, 90% or 99% of the people that play Clash Royale don't even watch YouTube. They legitimately don't even know what YouTube, Reddit, or any of the Clash Royale community actually is. So I think that the developers of Clash Royale, I think that for this update, I think that a big part of it was making the levels so for the casual players. I explained it in my level 12, I explained it in my level 15 video, but they tried to make sure that those level casual players that max out their accounts, they still have things to do. Those people don't even know what an update is. They literally don't even know what an update is. They just quit the game after they max out their accounts. So that's what the update was for. That's what level 15 was for. It wasn't for me. It wasn't for you watching. If you're on YouTube right now, the update wasn't for you. It was for more so the casual people that don't even look at updates, don't even do that. They just quit the game when they max out their account. That's what level 15 was for. All right. I'm glad that I could explain that for you guys. Have you ever been to Romania? I've never been to Romania before. And we'll have to wait and see. Andrew Chait, I actually haven't really watched any of his content or his videos at all. That's one of those things that I don't know. You guys typically ask me a lot of stuff about different individuals, and I can't necessarily give you opinions on things that I haven't really watched. I don't know any of the drama or any of the stuff that's been going on for him. So I don't really want to give you a take on all of the dramatic stuff that's been happening for him because I don't know. And if I don't know something, I'm not going to sprout BS and tell you guys something that I do or don't know. That's how I roll, if I'm not informed on stuff, I don't say things. Do you try Boom Arena? No, I'm not going to play Boom Arena. 99% of you guys would say it's a sponsored game. And if I just, make content on something that's not necessarily that enjoyable for me, I'm not really going to do that, Thank you. The best answer? Yeah, no doubt, man. That's how it should be. If I don't know something, I'm not going to give you an ill-informed opinion. Much like with my YouTube videos. I don't give you guys bad decks. I talk to top pro players to find the best decks. This deck that you guys watched today was created not by me, but actually by one of the best players in the world, Lucas X Gamer, a CRL finalist, someone that's won hundreds of thousands of dollars playing this game. And I asked him, what should I be recommending on my YouTube channel? Because I know the best deck in the game is this. If you want to play on ladder, this is the best deck to play for the Royal Giant Evolution. But if you're trying to play the challenge, we've made some adjustments with the Goblin Cage and then also the Royal Giant Lumberjack combination for more damage. Yeah, I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Stay tuned for more future videos. If you want to support me for free, the best way of doing that is liking this video that you're on right now and subscribe, because I put out a video every single day at 3 p.m. Eastern, or I also end up doing viewer battles as well. I do that around once a month, where you guys, if you play against me and beat me, you'll get past Royale for free. So subscribe, stay tuned for that. I'll probably do that in the next month as well, so the next 30 days. And yeah, stay tuned for new evolution videos. So obviously everyone will have evolutions unlocked soon, so you guys will be able to pick whatever evolution you like. There will be a video on the best deck for each evolution, so stay tuned, subscribe for that if you want, and then like the video, because you know that pushes the videos out to more people, and then I can upload more frequently with even higher quality content. So that's the best way of doing it. I'll see you guys later. No matter when you're watching, no matter where you're watching, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thanks again to Peter Parker. I love you, man. The Bloody Ruby, and then James Rogers for all the donations today. See you guys later, and peace out.